My name's Matthew Watts. I'm the founder and managing director of a business called Rockborn. We are a commercial real estate search firm serving real estate funds, owners, investors, and developers. I landed at King's in 2004. Nigel Lashbrook, the headmaster, had just joined. And my housemaster was a gentleman, a wonderful man called James Schoen. I moved to King's from a small prep school called Forest Sandal Manor, and I absolutely loved Newhouse, where I had a lot of friends and contemporaries, and some of my best friends were from that time. So after King's, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to university or not, but I decided to apply to Oxford Brookes University. And growing up, I was never overly academic. I always had to work really, really hard. I was one of the kids, I'm sure some of you will identify as probably being quite high energy, maybe a little bit naughty, maybe a little bit problematic. I really enjoyed my time on the sports field. And so for me, earning money and having an entrepreneurial outlook was something that I always wanted to do. And so the thought of going to university and studying further took me a little while to get my head around it, but I thought that if I could go to university, I could have a lot of fun. I could work in the free time that I had, and I could also build a network. And so I applied to do business and real estate at Oxford Brookes University. I got the business offer, and so I took it without waiting to see if I was going to be accepted into any other university. And before I landed, I went traveling and I did a gap year with some of my best friends. Worked really hard, did 4 or 5 different jobs, 70, 80-hour weeks to be able to fund and finance it. And then I traveled everywhere from India, Australia, Brunei, Malaysia, and then up through Africa. After university, I knew that I had an entrepreneurial itch, and I knew that I wanted to do something kind of maybe more sales or people orientated. The fact or the idea of sitting behind a desk, churning out reports or sitting in front of Excel did not appeal to me whatsoever. So I did a few internships in the summers to kind of get a bit of a feel for maybe what my options were. But I ended up landing in recruitment. And although I never wanted to get into recruitment, because I had quite a bad experience of recruiters maybe trying to shoehorn me into jobs that weren't quite right, what I loved about recruitment was it was a meritocracy. And it didn't matter what you looked like, it didn't matter what your background was, it didn't matter what grades you got at school, it didn't matter how old you were, it rewarded your capability. And the more work you put in, the better the upside. And I remember very early on, I was earning almost twice as much as some of my friends who went into industry. And after 3.5 years, I was 26 years old, I decided to set up my own business called Rockborn. And I'd saved up a portion of money. And I said to my girlfriend at the time, no, I'm not going to be allocating some of that cash to buy a flat with you. I am going to use that as startup capital. But what I did is I spent half of it, I spent a portion of it in getting an engagement ring. I spent £4,000 getting my eyes lasered. I gave a little bit of money to charity, and then I had £15,000 saved over that I used as my startup capital. And I went to go and resign from my job, and I said to my boss, hey, can I grab you for 5 minutes, having come back from a holiday in Positano, Italy? And I said, I'm resigning, but I'm also engaged. And they were more surprised that I was engaged at 26 than I was resigning. And the plan at that stage, with a phone and laptop, was going to build a recruitment and search business called Rockborn. And I thought, if it goes tits up, I can go and get a job elsewhere. I didn't have kids, mortgage, or responsibility at that stage. And 6.5 years later, I am still doing it, and I absolutely love it, and I'm excited for what the future holds. I think probably one of the biggest achievements that I've had is the genuine impact that we have in terms of enabling our clients to succeed and enabling people to find jobs that they absolutely love. So for me, that is one of my biggest career achievements. King's enabled me to really reflect and have a look at maybe what some of my strengths were, maybe what some of my weaknesses were, and it gave me an opportunity to assess and appraise where maybe others were strong, and give me the confidence to go and do what I wanted to do. As I touched on, I was never the most academic and maybe challenged in some ways, but I think King's fundamentally gave me the confidence and ability to go and liaise or knock on a door or ask that additional question and not take no for an answer, and that has stood me in really good stead. In terms of memories of life at King's and the friendships that I made there, I've got so many memories of fun on the sports field, whether that's the hockey pitch, cricket and tennis, the inter-house games. I spent a lot of time in design and technology and building various things, which was kind of a creative outlet for me at that time. The best friends that I have in the world are still my friends from King's, even more so than university. We've traveled the world together, we hang out regularly together, and 3 of us have actually, within the last year, all had our first children, not together, but with our own individual partners. And so I know that the friends that I've made at King's and the time and the memories that we made there are some of my happiest and best. So if you're in that position, don't wish it away. Enjoy every single moment. One parting piece of advice as you kind of like embark and look forward is like really think about what it is that you enjoy, where there's maybe like a problem or an opportunity, and then where you can also kind of profit from it. And if you can kind of blend those 3 different areas into a career, lean into that, be curious, and also be patient. You've got a long, hopefully long and enjoyable career ahead of you. There's no need to try and assume or amass everything year 1, year 2. Take a long-term vision, be nice to people and enjoy the journey. And no doubt you'll have a very interesting, exciting, rewarding and fulfilling long-term career. In short, very fond memories of my time at King's Bruton and eternally grateful for the relationships and platform that the school gave me.